We'll begin with Mark Wogenrich.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that, Shaka. I wanted to ask you about the Penn State United campaign, what that means to you and how you and your teammates came up with not just the slogan, but the logo as well.
What it means to me, it means a lot. As you can see around college football, every university isn't doing it, whether their team decided or they weren't allowed to behind closed doors. It means a lot that that we are given a chance to, put this out there and show a unified front on something that our entire team feels strongly about. So it's dope. It's a great opportunity to get a social injustice message out there for people that be on notice. Racists beware, because we don't condone those actions of any of those problems that we have in America. We're a unified team, Black, white, Spanish, Asian, any race. We're all just brothers. So it means a lot for us to be able to go out there and be able to do that. We kind of just bounced ideas off the wall. We asked different groups around campus, different guys that can draw on the team. Everybody just kept trying, just get new, different things to come up with, and eventually we just came together and got that one done. So it was a unified front. Coach Franklin helped out a lot. The staff helped out a lot too. So it was a unified thing, and we're all behind it.
Audrey Snyder.
Hey, Shaka, thanks for your time. When we look at the pass rush this year, we didn't talk much about you guys having to replace Etor because there's been so much talk and hype about Jason. What can you tell me about this particular group of defensive ends between Adisa, yourself, Jason, and other guys? What excites you about that group?
We all unique. We all bring something different to the table. It's like a dish. A bunch of different flavors is layered differently, but it's still a great dish. We all do things uniquely, but the best. Oh, what was that?
Yeah, sounds like somebody's not muted. I don't
know. I'm sorry, that threw me off. What did you ask again?
Oh, you were saying about it. It's like a different dish with all these different
so different layers. Everybody does something different, but we're all unified. What's so special about this group is our work ethic. We put the time we're putting in before, after practice, during practice. We're working harder than ever before. We're working on our technique a whole lot more. Avoiding running past the quarterback, learning when to do the specific moves, understanding the different beasts that you're going against when it comes to tackles, different sets, understanding. We're all just trying to get better. And that's the best thing about this group, is that everybody's pushing everybody. There's no hate, there's no envy. Everybody just want to be able to contribute and make sure we can do whatever we can to help this team win.
Tyler Donahue.
Good morning, Shaka. Thanks for the time. Staying in that defensive end room, I'm going to be the latest to ask you about Jason. Yesterday, Jesse lit up when I asked about Jason, what he's doing on the practice field. Been a long time since we got a chance to see him, 10 months or so. What are you guys seeing on a day-to-day basis that kind of validates all that buzz around Jason going into his third season?
Jason's just working hard. He's working harder than he has before. He's taking his opportunity. He's running with it. A lot of people, they kind of fall victim to the hype, and they don't want to keep working once their name gets out there. And that hasn't been Jay. He's come out every day in attack practice. He makes me better. It makes me sure that I'm competing, staying on my game. He makes the rest of the defensive line better and our defense better. So I have nothing negative to say about Jason Oweh. All he has to do is come out there and play his game. He's put the work in this off season, in the classroom, on the field, in the weight room. He's done everything. He's checked all the boxes. So now all he has to do is go out there and put it on the field.
Go ahead with Paul.
At the time. Am I good, Kevin? Okay. In your mind, what makes Jonathan Sutherland the best fit to wear the number 0, be the first to wear that number for Penn State?
Just turn on the special teams tape. He's on all of them, and he's always dominating on special teams. He takes it serious. There's some guys who don't believe in special teams in football, and that's just the reality. And it's truly a third of the game, and then it's very crucial. If your special teams doesn't perform, then you lose the game. Block punts, kick returns, touchbacks, all those things matter. They all play a factor in the game. It's John Sutherland comes on every single snap. You know what you're gonna get from him, and there's nobody more fitting that can showcase how well who more deserving than that number 0. He's done everything that he's been asked of. He's a great teammate, a great friend. He's a brother of mine, and I wasn't surprised. Nobody really was surprised when Coach was holding it up, trying to do the whole little inaugural thing. He's just trying, hey, this guy. Everybody knew it was going to be John Sutherland. There's a few guys that could be in the conversation, but when it comes to special teams, there's nobody better on our team.
Rich Scarcella.
Hey, Shaka, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.
I'd like to go back to the Penn State United campaign. I was just wondering about the logo itself, the design. What did you want it to show, and what do you think it does show, that particular logo?
Biggest thing, unification. We had different ideas about how we wanted to portray everything. But we just came down to a color hand to represent all color races, and a white hand that represents the different forms of different races of white people. Italians, Irish, everything's different. But the biggest part was just we wanted to show that this is what we believe in. Division, racism, things like that. We're not into that here. We heard a lot about college coaches and college programs that covered up racist things that happened and transpired. And, it was so funny because all of us in our locker room was just laughing and joking, just like, not kind of laughing and joking, just like, I couldn't imagine that happening here because of how serious we take. Then we have open dialogue. You can ask and have those real conversations with people here. You don't got to worry about a closeted racist because you know what this guy is every day. One thing sports has taught me, not to delve too far into the question, but one thing has taught me that racism is truly taught because I got white friends on this team that I feel like I've known since I was a kid, and they family see me as their son. They don't see a color. And I just truly, truly believe that it's taught and it could be untaught. Sports is a great common denominator that everybody can love. And I feel like if people would just focus on take a note out of what's going on in sports as far as how people are together, unified, stop thinking about their own personal gains, we can get a lot of places and start being able to put racism to an end.
Sorry, Ken. Hi, Shaka. I hope you're doing
How
well.
you doing? I'm good.
Good. So I'm just curious, in terms of family this season, what does that look like for you? Are they going to be making the trip to road games? Are they going to be trying to get downtown State College to feel out the environment? Is there any certain traditions that maybe you partake with your family during the season, but now that has to change a bit?
No, my gang travels. My herd, they'll pile in 1 or 2 cars and they'll make the trip. If a guy catch a flight, we all kind of pitch in. My whole family, we all pitch in to make sure everybody can make it. My family is everything to me. I'm a big family person. One of the biggest reasons that I came here was to be able to see my family, for my family to be integrated, a part of the team, and feel like they're at home here also. So that's never going to be a problem. One change that does affect is, I get being able to interact with other families on Fridays. We don't really know how that's going to work, if families could come to the hotel still, or we can even be able to interact with them after the game just because of COVID. It's put us all in a bond. I think that's just like the biggest thing. Fridays, I get to see my classes, my class families. We've all been here for a lifetime, it feels like, since 2016. And, we always merge down, find each other. Everybody gets to talk and chat, but I don't know if we don't get to do that anymore. So that's probably the main tradition that probably can bother me. Just not having that family atmosphere on a Friday, being able to stay in my room and not being able to socialize as much as we're all used to. I think that was like the biggest hurt for me, is not being able to just catch up with my family in person.
Joe Giuliano.
Morning, Shaka.
Good morning.
I wanted to know, number one, how did you feel when you were named a captain of this team? And number two, how did your mom and the rest of your family receive that news when you told them?
I was surprised. I was overwhelmed with just happiness. Tom Brady's one of my idols, and I remember watching his clip talking about his biggest honor was despite all his achievement, this is championship Tom Brady. This wasn't early Tom Brady. He said his biggest honor was being named captain his senior year at Michigan, and I just knew I always wanted that, to truly be seen as a leader that everybody always can look to. I wanted the pressure of being a captain where you got to show up every day. A lot of people don't understand leadership. A big thing about it is consistency, and I wanted that. I wanted that pressure to put on me to make sure that I show up every day, give 150%, make sure I bring along my teammates, make sure I'm setting the culture and driving home what we got to get done. So I was speechless. My room went crazy. The D-line, they went crazy. Everybody was like throwing their books and stuff in the air. I couldn't believe it, honestly. I didn't know if I was going to get it, hoping for it, but I was going to support whoever did get the job. I was fortunate enough to receive it, and it's just been an honor, and I just feel truly blessed. I'm a kid from West Philadelphia. I never thought that in my last year of school, I'd be a captain at a school as prestigious as this. I'm going to do my best, everything in my power to represent the blue and the white, and just do whatever I can and just show that I'm deserving of this opportunity. And my family, I kind of let them just find out on their own. I usually spoil everything for them and just be like, hey, just give them like a simple little text. But my mom was crying. My sister Noelle was crying. Sister Nettie sent me like a 30-minute speech and through a text. Just friends and family, people were just pouring in the love. And I just felt truly appreciative of what I was getting from everybody. And a lot of people tell me I was deserving of it. And I didn't know if I was. But I just know I'm going to do to uphold it now that I have the opportunity.
Greg Pickle.
Hey, Shaka, how you doing?
How you doing? I'm good.
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for your time. Hey, I'm just curious, as you've worked against this offense in practice, what have you noticed about it? What maybe excites you about it with Coach Shaka and some other new guys on that side of the ball?
You want some new guys, or you want me to talk about? That's a 2-part question or 1-part question?
So I'm sorry, it was poorly asked.
And then what type of guys are exciting me?
Yeah, I mean, just in general, what excites you about what you've seen from them?
Well, as far as the system, the precision of it, it's not a whole lot of lollygagging. It's real precise. Things are done exactly where they're supposed to be done. And the thing about love Coach Shaka is the demand he has of excellence. He's always gelling. He's always fired up. And I don't know, that kind of gets me going as a defensive player to know that he's trying to come out and beat us every single day. It's exciting to see the energy. We ain't gonna talk about last year, but we know what type of play caller he is, and he's come in and he's proven that he was worth any amount or anything that he could have. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling, but it's exciting. It's always excellence every day. He doesn't settle. The offense isn't settling. They're trying to make sure that it's crispy and clean as possible. So precision is the best, the most thing I could say, like the most highest thing I say is just it's always on time. Things aren't late, things aren't happening slow. It gets in and out, it gets done. And as far as players exciting me, Caden Wallace, he had a great camp. Noah Kane, another person I really like. Brenton Strange, I really like Brenton Strange. Real tough kid, loves the block. A lot of tight ends just want to catch passes, but he loves to put his hands on people, and that's always the same. I love those tough tight ends. I always prefer a tough tight end over a diva.
Connor Donahue.
Yes, thank you, Shaka, for your time today.
Thank
After Coach Sean Spencer's transition up to the NFL with the Giants, how has the transition been under John Scott Jr., especially under this like coronavirus bubble and the weird
I've reached on this before, but it's been seamless. Like I mentioned before, a lot of coaches, they come in and try to flip the whole room on his head, try to make everything their way. And all he's done, is come in and integrate himself in our room's culture. He doesn't try to force people to do things they're not comfortable with. And he takes the time and due diligence to explain everything that he's doing. He's a great coach, like phenomenal. I can't speak any more highly of him. He's truly helped my career. You always have that worry with a new coach. How's he going to be? How's he going to treat me? What type is he really going to try to come in here and coach, or is he just going to try to come in here and just coast off of what we've already done? And all he's done is come in here and try to add on to our legacy that we've already had as a D-line here. And I'm excited to finally get my opportunity to get coached by him on an actual game. I was really sad because just my time I spent with him in the spring, I could see the intellect and the details that he had as a coach, and us being on the verge of not playing, I was kind of really disappointed. And he's lived and getting an opportunity to play and being coached by him every day. He's really, really improved my career and helping me cap off what's already been a long 4 years. So I'm grateful for Coach Scott to be here, and I'm happy, and I won't let him down. I told him that I got his back as long as he got mine. He's always had my back since he's been here.
We have 2 more questions left for Shaka. We'll start with Tyler Donahue.
Shaka, another addition to that defensive line room is Deion Barnes, guy used to wear that uniform and do the same things they're going through. What has his presence meant for the room? And additionally, recruiting Philadelphia has not been an easy deal for Penn State over recent years. Not a ton of the top talent has come to town. They recently got a commitment there. Deion Barnes played a key role. Do you think he's the kind of guy who can be a difference maker on the recruiting trail in your home area?
Absolutely. Us people from Philly, we all the same, and depending on your area can dictate your personality. But to our core, our morals, our values, we're all the same. And somebody coming in there and knowing the type of kid you are, knowing your background, your home life, what you went through, then he knows your high school too. He knows your coaches. All those things are going to factor into a kid like saying, can I go up there and enjoy myself at Penn State? I'm a guy from Philly. Me and Sharif we were extremely close, and just having somebody from your hometown being at the same college, you make things a lot easier. And Deion's not far in age. He's still in his 20s, late 20s, I believe. He knows what you're going through. And then he played, can be a knock on some coaches if they never played, and having a guy that plays your position, that played at your school, or just played football on your side of the ball, or he knows what the offense looked like when he was here. It's a real resource that a lot of people don't have. Most of the time you see success in recruiting with coaches that are from that area. And since he's from the area, I know it's going to help him a lot. He's a technician, demands excellence. I spend countless hours sitting watching extra film with him, working on my technique. And I'm just to convey for any D lineman in the Philadelphia area, if you want to get better, call Deion. He's going to help you get you where you need to be and get you ready to be in your career. And I can't speak any more highly of him. I know that he's going to be a great defensive line coach one day, or a defensive coordinator, or a head coach, just because he's so critical of the details, and he cares a lot, and he takes the time to get to know you. I remember when we first got here, he was like, I got to figure out how I could talk to you so you can understand things in my lingo. And it took him about 2 weeks to understand that. And that's big for me, where I got a question and he can respond instantly the way I'm going to understand it, where I could just be like, okay, got it. Where it's not like I'm feeling confused or feeling something's left out. He takes that due diligence and time to get to know each and every one of us. And it's really just another great person in our room. Him, Coach Lewis, and Coach Scott, they're like a 3-headed goat. You can't go wrong with asking either one of them questions. And they're so insightful. It's really just great. A lot of people forget, that Dion probably could play. You know, a lot of people, you know, times go on, you know, all our coaches like, oh man, I did this. And he's got film that's not no black or white or anything like that. It's a few years ago. So I think it's going to be a big help for him and his career as he progresses along.
One last quick question for Joe Giuliano.
Yeah, Shaka, I just wanted to ask, when we had you at Media Day 3 weeks ago, you talked about trying to be the ultimate teammate. What is it about your personality that helped you get to that point from the time you entered Penn State to now?
You know, I care so much. And I know people say that, but I take the time to get to know my teammates away from football. I take it upon myself to introduce every guy in the locker room I introduce myself to, because one day he might need to be able to talk to me, and he shouldn't feel like, oh, because I never had a conversation with him before, I can't go talk to him now. I just like to be a resource. You know, life outside of football happens consistently, and when we're athletes, a lot of that time we're told to put that stuff aside, or you know, you got to focus on what you got in front of you when it comes to ball. And I focus on that stuff aside, because that's the stuff that lets you find out who that kid really is and what he's going through. And I know if I can be able to get him through that, when he looks at me on the football field and I say, yo, you're not running hard enough, he gonna say, okay, shot, because I know him. You know, when I see a kid in his locker, I pay attention to all my teammates. If a guy isn't talking, I'm gonna make sure I go over there and speak to him, see what's going on. You know, it's just showing people that you always got a brother in Shaka. You know, there's never a time you can't call me. All my D linemen know, all the defensive guys know, all the offensive guys know. My phone ring, I'm like a coach. I sleep my phone under my face just so I can wake up if something's going on, you need to talk. You know, it brings me joy in life just to give back to people, because I had so much given to me. And what's better than give back to the people that you see every day? Being the ultimate teammate, it don't take talent. It doesn't take any type of harebrained schemes. It just takes you caring about the person that you see on a day-to-day basis. You know, I tell all my young guys all the time, don't walk past me and not speak. Don't walk past anybody and not say something, because you never know what the hello or hey, how you doing do for that person day. And that's why I just try to live all positive energy. I used to be a real negative person when I was younger, up and coming, and like not even just college, high school too. And I just had to step back and realize when I got to school, you know, life is more than what's going on in the immediate. It's a lot of things, it's ups and downs, it's not perfect. And if you can just be somebody consistent friend, it's gonna go a long way. And that's just all I want to do. I just want to be there for people the way people have been there for me.
Shaka, I want to thank you for your time.